We open on a gruesome crime scene inside what used to be an ordinary family home. In a horrifying flashback, a desperate mother fights tooth and nail to protect her young son, Kenta, from her own husband. But her courage costs her everything. The man turns his rage on her, murdering her by driving a 5-inch nail directly into her eyes. Time jumps forward. We meet a college student named Yuki, walking down eerily quiet city streets late at night. She works a part-time night shift at a 24-hour convenience store. Upon arriving, she asks her coworker, Takuya, if the store manager has finally answered him. Takuya brushes it off, guessing the manager is either sick of them both or preparing to hand the store over to a new owner. To mess with her, Takuya casually mentions that on his way in, he saw someone commit suicide on the exact bridge Yuki crosses every night. He claims a customer even came in and described the body in graphic detail, noting that the victim's legs were bent in directions legs are simply not supposed to bend. None of this is true. Of course, Takuya just gets a kick out of scaring her. He tells her to change quickly so he can head home, leaving Yuki to settle in for another creepy night shift entirely alone. Across the city, a heavy-smoking detective named Shinji is driving to a fresh crime scene. Along the way, he chats with his partner Kazuki about his wife and the child they keep hoping for but still do not have. When they pull up to the location, Shinji realizes it is the exact same convenience store where Yuki works. Heading down into the basement, Shinji discovers the body of Toshiro, the store manager. He has been murdered in the same sickening way as the woman from the opening flashback, killed with a 5-inch nail, and both of his eyes have been taken. There is no clear motive. There are no suspects. Word soon reaches Shinji that the witness who found the body has finally calmed down enough to speak. That witness is Yuki. At the police station, Yuki explains her grueling schedule. She works 6 days a week just to cover her tuition, basic living costs, and to send money home for her mother's vital medical treatment. But before she answers any of Shinji's actual questions, she nervously glances up at the clock on the wall. Shinji confirms the victim is Toshiro, states that this is an active murder investigation, and asks if she has noticed anything strange recently. Instead of giving a verbal answer, Yuki silently hands over a memory card that she received 4 days earlier. She then breaks down the horrifying events, night by night. For days before the murder, the store's automatic door sensor kept chiming, but the doorway was empty every single time. Takuya assumed the sensor was just broken and suggested calling a technician. But when they checked the security footage, nobody was passing through. Seeing she was spooked, he offered to stay until morning. But Yuki turned him down, and he went home. Later that night, when Yuki took the trash and expired food out back, a homeless old man appeared begging for something to eat. Yuki warned him the food had gone bad and was dangerous, but he took it anyway. While this happened, she noticed a mysterious car parked nearby. The driver sat silently watching her before finally pulling away. Back inside, the front door swung open on its own, the alarm chiming over and over with no customer in sight. Shortly after, a courier arrived to deliver a package addressed directly to her. Inside was nothing but a memory card. Playing it on one of the store's devices, she found a short, eerie clip of an old house wrapped in police tape. She tells Shinji the package arrived at exactly 4:30 in the morning. When Shinji acts surprised that she can pin the time down so precisely, she tells him that being that frightened permanently burned the exact time into her memory. She then hands the detective 3 more memory cards, one that arrived every single day since. Still on that first night, a strange old woman walked into the store without saying a word and went straight into the toilet. When Yuki checked a few minutes later, the bathroom was completely empty. But when she turned around, the old woman was standing right between the shelves, demanding to know where Ken, her beloved grandson, was. Yuki explained she was alone. The woman snapped at her, insisting the building was actually her daughter's house, and stormed out. Rattled, Yuki checked the security cameras and saw a small child standing perfectly still outside the glass. Assuming it was Ken, she went out to look, but the child was already gone. In his place sat a package holding the second memory card. Shinji plays it on the spot. The footage shows blood spatter and a 5-inch nail. On the second night, Yuki was badly startled when Takuya suddenly turned up in the stockroom. Losing her temper, she accused him of sending the twisted memory cards. He denied everything, warning her instead that working the night shift alone made her a prime target for a stalker. After he left, the air conditioning broke down. A technician named Hamada came to fix it, stepping outside to check the outdoor unit. While Yuki was moving boxes inside, the stockroom door suddenly locked from the outside. Every light died at once. The light switch did nothing, and the emergency exit wouldn't budge. As she screamed for help in the pitch black, a shape rushed past her impossibly fast. She heard Hamada shout somewhere outside, followed by dead silence. Then, a chilling sound echoed from the corner of the room, hysterical laughter. Following a trail of empty drink cans, she found the child Ken. When she got close, he turned around, revealing 5-inch nails scattered all around him. And then he simply vanished. A woman's figure suddenly stepped out of the darkness, causing Yuki to run for her life. Busting outside the stockroom door, she came face to face with a different woman, a complete stranger who frantically pushed a protective charm into her hands. The stranger was struggling to breathe and hurried out of the store without explaining a single thing. Checking the camera room, Yuki realized the technician, Hamada, had disappeared completely. The door alarm chimed again, and out on the shop floor, she found a package holding the 3rd memory card. On the 3rd day, before her shift even started, Yuki's mother called, warning her about the dangers of working nights. Since the night shift paid more, and she desperately needed the money for her mom's treatment, Yuki lied, claiming she had the night off. The exact moment the call ended, her apartment doorbell started ringing uncontrollably. She looked through the peephole, nobody. But then, she felt something standing directly behind her. The apartment lights cut out. A glass fell and shattered. As she cleaned up the shards, the wooden floor groaned loudly. Forcing herself to look under the bed, she saw a ghastly figure staring straight back at her. It vanished a second later, leaving behind the 4th memory card. On the 4th night, assuming Takuya was messing with her again, Yuki walked the store aisles looking for him. The power died. When the lights flickered back on, every single product on the shelves had been replaced by rows of computer monitors. With 5-inch nails scattered across the floor, she ran for the exit, but every door was magically sealed shut. All the screens switched on at once, and the ghost of the woman appeared, walking slowly and patiently toward her. Yuki backed away until she hit a wall. Just as the ghost almost touched her, it vanished, pulling out the protective charm the stranger had given her. Yuki saw it was burned to a crisp. Suddenly, one of the monitors showed Ken walking toward the store's basement. Armed with only a flashlight, she followed him down. That is where she found Toshiro, already dead. The basement door locked itself behind her. Suddenly, the dead manager's hand moved, clamping violently around her arm. She screamed until she blacked out. When she finally came to, she managed to escape and call the police. Back in the interview room, Yuki looks at the clock yet again. Shinji notices how obsessively she is tracking the time. He forms a theory. Whoever killed Toshiro is now terrorizing the people connected to him in a chain of punishment. Deciding he has enough, he tries to wrap up the interview. But Yuki pushes him to play the final 2 memory cards. Eventually, he gives in. The 3rd card shows the brutal killing of the mother and child from the film's opening. The 4th card shows stalker footage of Yuki herself, filmed from a distance. Shaken, Shinji promises her police protection. The next morning, Yuki walks out of the station into her mother's arms. They hold each other and cry a reunion that deeply moves Shinji. That night, Kazuki reports that the videos are authentic. They aren't staged, and they aren't internet clips. There is a real string of murders behind them. Around the same time, Shinji's wife Kaho visits with food, joyfully announcing that after waiting so long, she is finally pregnant. Shinji is thrilled. Taking the case out to the station balcony for a smoke, he realizes there is zero physical evidence pointing to anyone. Suddenly, the balcony door swings open and shuts entirely on its own. He checks, but nobody is there. Next, he visits the courier company. The driver claims the package had absolutely no sender information. It simply appeared inside his delivery truck, so he took it to the address on the label. The following night, the strange old woman turns up at the police station. While another officer deals with her, Shinji is horrified to find the ghost boy Ken hiding right under his desk. The old woman forces her way inside, screaming for her grandson, and Ken disappears. She begins rambling about a man who tried to take his own life after killing the two of them. This clue sends Shinji into the old cold case files, where he uncovers the Onodera family. A man named Onodera had murdered his son, Kenta, with a kitchen knife, and then killed his wife by taking her eyes with a 5-inch nail. He recorded the entire bloodbath across 4 separate videos. The photograph of the murdered boy is a perfect match for the child Shinji keeps seeing. The next day, Shinji replays all the memory cards. The first 3 still show Onodera's crimes, but the 4th card is changed. This time, the footage shows Shinji himself standing out on the station balcony, filmed from the exact angle of the doorway that opened by itself. This terrifying discovery keeps him at the office overnight, and the haunting truly begins. The ghost of the woman comes for him inside the station. Though he wakes up realizing it was just a nightmare, come morning, he goes back to sweep the convenience store. He finds the 5-inch nails sitting inside the empty cans in the stockroom. When he opens a storage locker, Kenta is inside, surrounded by scattered nails. The ghost woman comes after him again. While he is running, the stranger with the charms appears and holds one out to him. Shinji shouts at her for being in a restricted area, and right then, it hits him. Everything Yuki described was 100% real, and now it is happening to him. He orders Kazuki to find Yuki, but she has already vanished from her apartment. Shinji rushes to the hospital to see Takuya, who was found unconscious at the store. Takuya reveals that a few days before the manager died, he noticed a suspicious car parked outside. A woman inside asked him if he had smelled anything foul or noticed anything strange. He confirms this woman was Toshiro's mistress and that they used to spend time together down in the basement. Takuya then confesses that on the night of the blackout, he never went home. He stayed to watch Hamada, the AC tech, because he suspected the man was stalking Yuki. He beat Hamada with an iron bar until he ran off. Later, when Takuya found Yuki unconscious behind the store, somebody hit him from behind. It was the homeless old man. Crucially, Takuya lets slip that he had hidden a small camera on top of Yuki's locker to record what happened that night. Shinji rushes back to the store for that footage. The moment he steps inside, the doors lock and the power dies. The shop transforms into the nightmare room of monitors and nails. The ghost woman stalks toward him, but he forces his way into the stockroom, grabs Takuya's camera, and plays the recording.